Welcome, everyone. I call the meeting to order at 5:30 on October 14th. Please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. We're going to start right off with the town manager's report.
Me. Hi, folks. I think it's been 3 weeks. So, just an update for rec. I don't want to take Denise's flag for it, but we finished the environmental assessment but the government has shut down, so we cannot submit to the HUD. But we are ready, primed and ready once they open back up to submit our application for those CDS funds. The union, we're making progress. We agreed on the fire contract tonight, so we have 2 more that we're working out, and makes our total 2 that we've completed. The Nature Conservancy, I had a conversation with them and SAPI separately about the dams, just because that is a big, impact potentially to the town of Skowhegan. And I've threw out some ideas to them. One of them being if they were to look at what Brookfield gives us for tax revenue, and work backwards and create a tax stabilization fund so that for years to come we get money from that. So they took that idea. I think they're going to try to apply it to the other 4 towns too. I told them I'd help them. I've done it before. I think that's a best case scenario for us to at least keep that tax revenue in Skowhegan. And certainly it allows us to build that fund and make it even bigger for future tax offsetting revenue. And also just SAPI is involved in these talks too, and they're open to some. That's the other big threat is SAPI. So we're working on it. We're having some conversations among all the other conversation happening right now. And then just an update on Main Street Skowhegan. I know they were on the agenda before. We are working with them on a lease agreement. We switched it from a MOU, and we're making some progress on that. We're probably gonna have to go to a special town meeting, which will be announced at a later date. It'll be early November, but that way the taxpayers can weigh in and make the decision. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Nick. We're going to move on to department and committee reports. Chief Bucknam.
Good evening, everybody. So everybody excited about the 2 runway strips up Madison Ave right now? Yes, exciting about that. It's really smooth, right? As this continues on, I know I'm going to get complaint after complaint about this becoming the new I-95 on Madison Ave, because it was already I-95 with the 14-inch holes that were in it. We're going to do everything we can to make sure we stop people from flying down that road. But you guys got to cut me some slack and cut my officers some slack. We know it's going to happen. We're going to do everything in our power to help prevent that from happening and stop people. But our focus is not going to be Madison Avenue. It's going to be taking care of all the other crimes that are happening in around town Skowhegan. All right, so bear with us. We will work that. We are well aware of it. I sat out there all day on Monday. I must have stopped 30 cars, I think, Monday. Not just Madison Ave, but on different areas around town. So speeding's happening everywhere. We are aware of it. Number 2, with your permission, I'd like to conduct a promotional ceremony, if that's okay.
Certainly.
All right. So, as you guys are well aware, we have a couple corporals, we have a couple sergeants. We are filling a position of corporal tonight by an officer who's been with me for, about 5 years now at this point. He's been doing an amazing job. His family's here tonight with him. They even, they recognize Richard Pierce's potential even back in 8th grade. When he was getting stars and stuff from his teachers and let me think. Let me read this word for word here. Presented to Richard Pierce from Mrs. Sperry for outstanding control, excellent, strengthening, respect, responsibility. And that's exactly what we see from him every single day, which helped propel him to the position of corporal where he's going to be pinned tonight. Corporal Pierce, we are all proud of you. Would you come down here, please? And to pin your badge, I'd like to invite your wife up. Go ahead. You got about 5 minutes to speak. And Dad, if you would come up and pin his collar brass, please. We're a kindly, gentler army. We're going to do this all again in private. He's going to lead. Yeah, I'll take that back. Yeah, where are you going? So Richard's going to be going to night shift. Night shift is really it's a tough patrol shift to take. You don't have administration on duty throughout the day, so there's a lack of personnel. Myself or the deputy chief is not around. Our detectives are not around. So that extra manpower that we have during the day shift to help out with situations doesn't apply to nighttime unless it's something big. I have the utmost confidence that I'm going to sleep well at night, knowing that Corporal Pierce is on duty, and I look forward to your growth here. Congratulations. And if you guys don't recognize that face, he is the mascot for Al's Pizza, especially the donuts. Yeah, so. That's all I have, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. I don't see you. Chief. Okay. We'll move on with Brian Bellevue.
All set. Thank you.
Okay. Gail?
We are in the midst of absentee ballots, so you can go online and request them. You can come in and vote, or you can call us up and request them. We will mail them out, or you can come in and vote until Thursday, October 30th. And the tax bills are out.
Thank you, Gail. Jason? Okay.
Is that a warning? Is that a warning? I'll be up. Oh, I thought you said I'll be up.
Cindy?
So we held another successful Household Hazardous Waste Day on October 4th. We collected 103 units of hazardous waste. And put that in perspective, each unit is either 5 gallons or 20 pounds. A lot of stuff went out that day. So just a reminder, you don't have to wait until Hazardous Waste Day to bring us your old paint. We take it any time. Just have to give it to one of the attendants. So don't hold on to it for that once a year thing. The new sign is up. I just want to say thank you to York Signs. They did a great job working with the design. Now everybody can clearly see what we are in there and read it and see our hours and everything like that. So they did a great job. All right.
Thanks, Cindy. I got a question for you.
I might have an answer.
In regards to tipping fees, do you have an idea of what the average weekly tipping fee is?
Weekly or 2 weeks? I get bills every 2
Every
weeks.
Well, yeah, bi-weekly then.
Lately, they've been ranging between 23 to 25,000 every 2 weeks is what the bills I get for tipping fees. That's everything that comes through the transfer station, as well as everything that commercial haulers go around and pick up.
Very good.
The other good news is we're almost to the point where we're sending out a load of cardboard, which is 40,000 pounds, almost every week and a half now. So it has increased, so keep bringing it in.
What does that roughly translate into revenue?
When I get the checks monthly, so if we do 2 loads a month, that's close to $3,500. Yep. Not including 40,000 pounds, what, how many tons versus almost $80 a ton we're paying for trash. That's what we're saving on the cardboard. So just keep bringing it in. We'll keep bailing it up, so
I have a load in my truck.
bring it up.
Thank you, Cindy. Donnie?
There's currently a separation project on Michael Street. It's going well. And then after that, they'll be moving to Milburn. So anyone that lives in the area, be aware. The DOT is redoing the intersection in the, what is it, 201 and Elm? Elm and Commercial. So Jason and I are working on that. We're going to use some of, I have the sewer system upgrade fund in the reserve account, and so we'll be using some of those funds. We'll have to change a couple structures in that intersection before they put the new traffic configuration in. So over the next couple months, we're going to get engineering plans. We should be able to pay for the engineering with the operational budget, but we will have to go into the reserve for the structures. So that's just kind of a heads up of that project. Was unexpected, and we will have to get it done by spring. Yeah, so that'll be an ongoing project, but we have the money, and we'll do a good job for the community. That's it.
Great. Thank you, Donnie. Denise?
Just give you an update on both projects, construction projects at the athletic complex. I know Steve isn't here. We do have he does have some things on the agenda tonight, but things are going along smoothly. We just put the mound in and home plate bases in yesterday with the assistance from my staff and Ranger worked together. So we got that done yesterday. It did get its first mow last week, so things are looking good, and we're just working on our punch list and trying to finish out before winter comes. So hopefully the next month a lot of projects will be completed. Everything looks great. Ranger's great to work with, so we just look forward to moving forward. A lot of community events coming up. I just got them on my phone so I don't forget them all. This Saturday, we are doing an outdoor movie at the community center. We have a 32-foot outdoor screen that we will be doing for the first time, an outdoor movie, which is Hocus Pocus, at 7 o'clock at the community center. Next weekend, we are collaborating with the Skowhegan Chamber. We're doing the trunk or treat at the community center. We're doing a craft fair that same day. We are doing a kid-friendly haunted house, 11 to 1, and then our annual haunted house at 6 o'clock at the community center. The next day after that, we're hosting a football tournament at the high school and a youth field hockey tournament at the high school field. So next weekend's a busy weekend, but things are going good, and I think that's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to conflict of interest disclosure. Amber?
Oh, did Jason get a turn, or did he pass?
He passed.
Oh, he passed, okay.
Unless you want to come up here, Jason.
Okay, I'll fold it into my comments. Jason, I just wanted the opportunity to wonder if you've seen the sinkhole behind the old Candlelight where it meets the bridge. Someone stuck a stick out of it, but it goes quite deep, and I wouldn't want the town to be liable for a broken ankle. Okay. I just want to congratulate Lake George on a very successful Garlic Fest. If any of you got out there, it was great fun, perfect weather, great music, and lots more garlic farmers this year. So if you plant garlic, now's the time to do it, just a reminder. And also wanted to share that the Spirit of America Awards are being presented tomorrow night at the Superior Court at 6 p.m. So we voted on a couple of members of the town that will be receiving awards tomorrow night, and those are that ceremony is open to the public. Just a reminder that the winter farmers market hours are about to take effect in November, so they transition indoors at the end of October. So November 1st and 3rd Saturdays of the month, 10 to 1 are the winter market hours. And also just wanted to thank everyone who came out for the Oktoberfest at the Beer Garden this Saturday. It was a great success, and let everyone know that we are softly open and practicing at the Beer Garden indoors this week for an official opening to the public on October 20th. In other words, if you wandered in tonight or tomorrow night or tomorrow morning, there might be people there that could serve you a coffee, a hot muffin. So come on in and check it out. I know there's a lot of anticipation and interest in seeing what that looks like, and we welcome you.
Ethan,
I'm all set, thank you.
Kevin.
I've got to bow out of number 9 tonight as far as conflict of interest disclosure goes, and I don't have anything else other than that.
Elijah.
No conflicts, and all set.
I have no conflicts, and I would also like to say that the beer garden, the inside of it is gorgeous. It's been really nicely done, and it's a beautiful place, and you got to check it out. All right, we're going to move on to items by the public. Please step up to the microphone. Yes.
While Janet's coming up, I want to thank her for the whoopie pies that you gave tonight that I found on my desk earlier last week.
Last week.
And then whatever's over there.
Yeah, everybody enjoy whoopie pie.
Dangerous.
Another bribe.
No.
I know. I want to know what she wants from me.
Dicky. Anyway, I left town for a couple of weeks. That's why I wasn't here for the last meeting. I just want to say I'm glad to be back in Skowhegan. I don't know how often everybody travels, but let me tell you, our town, even with Madison Avenue, is better than going across country to Pennsylvania. Lancaster, Pennsylvania is very, very busy. And I hope that when we do our infrastructure for our town, we keep in mind that elderly people need to still get to the hospital. Because I had to go on my dad because he loves this trip, and it's a bit much now for him. So I just hope that when we grow, we don't outgrow ourselves. And I just wanted to say that, and I'm glad to be back. And I am so happy that Jason totally fixed Gem Street. He's my bud. Thanks. And
Thank you.
Donnie is doing a very good job painting the sewer.
Thank you. Janet brought down whoopie pies for us as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet.
Owe her
That's
some
why those
favors.
ones there are for you guys.
Okay.
Is there anybody else who would like to speak? Yes.
I know you're gonna miss me, right? My first question is, was it 2 meetings ago, it was suggested that we're gonna bring up the River Folly? Where is everybody?
So you're talking about the boardwalk and the river park, the water park?
That's what you
Yes,
think it
yes.
should
So
be,
I
yes.
said earlier tonight that the town is working with Main Street Skowhegan on a lease agreement versus a cooperative agreement, and we'll put it to a town meeting vote in early November. So it's not going to take place at a select board meeting.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because, 2 meetings ago, sorry to say, but as, my personal opinion, a lot of people were trucked in from another town to influence other people here, which I feel is absolutely wrong. I'm understanding that if the town of Skowhegan isn't responsible enough to make their own decisions, whether the river runs or the river falls, that was my understanding of what happened 2 weeks ago. And another issue that it may involve a chief or not, there's a lot of electric bicycles, scooters that are being used out of their element, down the sidewalks or whatever. Matter of fact, I think 2 weeks ago when I left here, there was one that, it was reasonably dark, and it crossed in front of me, all dressed in black, and, I don't know if he had a hoodie and a sweatshirt, a mask, or what, but, I pretty near run over him. And many, many times, I traveled, I live on the south side of town, and when I travel on the north side of town, there's people in the sidewalk with not just bicycles, but electric, scooters, electric bicycles. They're not, obeying the traffic laws, which I assume, that they haven't changed for 25 years. You know, is there an issue that, or something we can do to make it more safe? You know, not necessarily because I'm gonna run over him, but it's his fault, he runs out in front of my car, you know? They're supposed to walk, you know, across the crosswalks and, you know.
Yes, chief?
So for the first time in 8 years, I agree with Dickie. No, you're 100% correct. Number one, I can't stand those bikes out there. So there are new laws on the books right now. My officers actually been enforcing those laws. They're catching them doing that. If you guys are not aware, when the electric bike exceeds 800 watts, which most of them do, you're required to have a valid driver's license to be on the road with those things. So if you're suspended, people, if you're suspended and you're driving that electric bike on the road, we can stop you and charge you for operating after suspension. All right. So there's all kinds of stuff that's happening out there. Failure to stop at stop signs, they're just running those. I've been waiting for the school bus run by. I haven't caught that one yet, but I can't wait for that one. That's going to be my pinnacle of my career when I do. But yes, I am with you 100% on that. We're catching people all the time down there. Even those single wheel ones that look like a skateboard with a big wheel on it, those things are like 3,500 watts. If you don't have a license and you're driving that thing on the road, you know, it is what it is. So just giving you a little bit of information. We are stopping those folks out there and we are dealing with them as we stop them. So,
Can I ask you a question?
absolutely.
Just so I'm clear, my understanding is the bicycle laws are that bicycles are not to be on sidewalks, they're to be on roadways.
Yep, they're supposed to go with the flow of traffic, obey all traffic laws, all that good stuff. So when we see them not doing that, even bicyclists at this point, we are stopping them and trying to do some education. But if they're suspended on those electric
Okay,
ones.
so we've got a few issues here, right? We have
Sure.
suspended licenses,
Yeah.
driving e-bikes, that's an issue. E-bikes, though, have a right to be in the road, and they must obey all traffic laws, just like a
Just
pedal
like-
bicycle.
Yep.
And
Not on the sidewalk.
Correct.
not on the sidewalk.
Nope, you're
Okay.
correct.
Okay, but they have a right to be in the road, I just want to be clear. It sort of
Correct.
sounds like
Same
we
lanes
don't
that the
like them here,
bicycles are
get-
driving
get-
on,
get-
they
okay.
have
What
that
about
right.
minors that are on one wheels and on electric
Yeah,
bicycles?
isn't that great?
But that's legal?
No,
Okay, so
no,
you're,
it's not.
if you don't have a driver's license, you're not supposed to be operating a one wheel?
Over
If
800
over
watts.
800 watts, yeah. So if that electric skateboard has, you know, over 800 watts, then yeah, you're not
the
supposed to be
road.
operating on the road.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha, that makes sense.
And that'd be a scooter as well, those scooters.
Like a moped?
Kinda makes sense.
No, the ones where you stand on.
Yeah, the electric ones, yep. If they go over 800, most
have
of
a
those
license
are
to
not like
operate
that.
a
When you get those
vehicle.
big e-bikes, they're well over 800, so. Good. Call it in, 911.
No, I'm good.
Thank you, chief. Is there anybody else who would like to speak? All right, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. And the only item is the approval of the minutes for September 23rd, 2025. Can I have a motion?
So long as there's no corrections, I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a first and second. Are there any corrections? Seeing no corrections, all those,
Sorry.
seeing no corrections, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. All right, we're going to move on to the regular agenda, and we're going to jump to item 8. Item 8 on the regular agenda is discussion and decision to approve 2 small projects: heating and cooling and electrical usage tracking with the expenditure not to exceed $3,818.16, to be split from the following capital reserve accounts: municipal building repairs designation account, number 60-01-65-02, in the amount of $1,909.03, and the Opera House renovations, Opera House designation account, number 60-01-65-02, in the amount of $1,909.03. Brian?
So as of July 1 of 2025, this year,
Lights Up Productions is supposed to be paying for utilities. That lease was drafted without any mechanism to charge those folks, so this project allows us to do that. One project is to install an occupancy switch in the Opera House so that we're not having to go into the automation system, set up schedules and things, communication issues happen that way. And then it also allows me to run what's called a trend within Dizego CC, that's the automation system, so that we can calculate what their usage is while they're using the heat anyways. So that's for the heat portion. The electricity portion, that's just a device that goes on the panel upstairs in the Opera House so that we can track their actual usage and then charge them accordingly.
Sounds good. Good data to have for the future.
Yeah.
Any other discussion?
I move we approve the expenditures for electrical usage tracking as presented.
I'll second. Oh.
Go ahead.
I have a first from Amber and a second from Ethan. All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, we're going to move back to item 1 of the regular agenda. Discussion and decision to appoint permanent town manager Nicholas Nato as EMA Director, General Assistance Director, Tree Warden, Public Safety Commissioner, Purchasing Agent, Public Access Officer, and Agent of Overseers of the Poor. Is that it?
Stop, no more. Someone say-
So moved as written.
Second.
I have a first from Amber and a second from Ethan. Any discussion?
Oh, thank you.
Get to work. Yes.
Has this been an issue with all the town managers that carry so many responsibilities under one hat?
Yeah, I would say this is light compared to some other smaller towns. So by main statute, you have to appoint a plethora of these titles to someone.
Oh, I understand, yeah.
And some of these smaller towns they'll add on more. So I'm
Yeah.
thankful that this is it.
Well, I'm thinking under one hat,
Yeah.
somebody's gonna get shortchanged. You know,
It'll just be
no
me.
disrespect for the,
It'll
you
just
know,
be me getting
your
shortchanged.
abilities, yes, but I mean, you know, under other circumstances or other towns, I feel that eventually somebody's gonna get shortchanged.
Yeah. I don't think it's been an issue before, so.
Thank you.
It's pretty standard.
Any other comments? Seeing none? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Discussion and decision to appoint Mark Boiggio to the Zoning Board of Appeals with a term expiring June 30th, 2030. I hope I pronounced that right.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. All right. Would you like to speak? No, thank you. Are you Nick?
I'm Nick.
Mark.
Mark, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Nick. Hi, Mark. I'm Nick.
All right. So,
Mark, thanks for being here, and thanks for throwing in your hat.
that's right.
I know Mark quite well, so I know that he has the credentials to serve on these committees. Does anyone want to hear about Mark's experience?
Sure.
Sure.
Mark, step right up.
Not Nick.
Just give us the 60-second overview.
I'm Mark Bourgeois. I live with my lovely wife at 13 Cardinal Ave. We've been in town for many years. Jen's the former Main Street director, and she brought me to this town and told me it would be a great town, and it is. Met Amber, Ethan, you know. My background, I served on Topsum's Board of Appeals and sat as co-chair there. Professionally, I'm an insurance investigator and adjuster for an international insurance firm. I travel all over the world. We insure all the power plants in the United States. So I serve as the claims manager. Previous to that, I have 30 years' experience in insurance investigations and law enforcement. I've worked on some of the projects with Main Street Skowhegan and the economic. I counted all the parking spaces in town. So I felt when I saw this growth opportunity here and decided to step forward. I have 2 law degrees, and I've been trained by the state assessors group to do both assessment review and things of that nature, because I'm also zoning appeals, and assessment review will be the next one. Any questions for me?
Those are some amazing qualifications.
I will just add that
Holy smokes.
Mark has been in this community for a long time and a quiet, supportive volunteer on many fronts, proofreading comprehensive plans, helping to write comprehensive plans, proofreading legal agreements as a volunteer, and I think it's wonderful that you're stepping forward, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark.
Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor? Motion carries 5-0, but I didn't have a first and
Say there's
second.
no first and second, so we're gonna approve is written. Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna back up. Someone make.
I move we appoint Mark Bourgeois
All
to
right.
the
There you
zoning
go.
board of appeals.
All right, well, I'll just.
Ethan,
Okay.
second.
Even better.
Everyone. 5-0.
My bad. Okay. The next item for business is a discussion and decision to appoint Mark Bourgeois to the Assessment Review Committee with a term expiring June 30th, 2027.
I'd like him to repeat everything you just said.
Ethan, first review.
If I knew this was going to be a performance thing,
So
Got it.
I'm just curious what the Assessment Review Committee is relative as compared to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
There is, in this town, we established for different, they handle different appeals. So like zoning board of appeals will handle a certain appeal, whereas this committee will handle a different one from assessments with Kara and, yeah, go ahead, Mark.
if I may.
Yeah.
The Board of Assessment Review is a de novo appellate position. If something comes before the assessor and the assessor does not meet the requirements or the desires of the appellant, it goes and the Board of Assessment Review does a clear, clean review of it, and a decision is made to override the assessor. If they don't like that, it then goes to the Superior Court.
Thank you, Mark. All right, seeing no further discussion, all those in favor?
Well, we have a first from Ethan, we need a second.
Second.
Okay. I'm gonna keep you in line tonight.
I'm blowing it right now.
You're good.
All right. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor? I'm going to get the next one right. All right. The next item for business is a discussion and decision to allow Donnie Zaleski to expend no more than $2,200.
Number 4.
Discussion and decision to appoint Christian Savage to the Economic Development Committee with a term expiring June 2026.
So moved as written.
Second.
Okay, we have a first from Amber and a second from Eli. Discussion.
Christian's not here tonight, but having sat in on the SEDC meeting this morning, it sounds like Christian is consulted on a lot of the Skowhegan economic development considerations as the ED of Somerset Economic Development Corporation, and feels as though it would be helpful for him to be on that board to understand any crossover and ways he can be helpful. So,
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Item 5, discussion and decision to allow Donnie Zaleski to expend no more than $2,200 from the water pollution control account, capital reserve, building maintenance, and improvement to provincial plumbing for the replacement of flushing valves and pump cooling water. The current balance is $49,745. Donnie?
Yeah, so this is for our pump gallery in the basement of the treatment facility. We have this whole network of piping, and a lot of times you'll get debris in the pipes and you need to flush them. So we have these special valve hookups to put a fire hose onto the line and run water. All these valves are they haven't been maintained, and so we need to replace them. So we got a good quote from Provincial, and that's to replace these flushing valves so we can do, it's like the least invasive maintenance you can do, is put the flush water on. So it'd be really good to get them all replaced.
Okay, before any discussion, do I have a first?
Approve as written.
Second?
Okay. Ethan, Liberty, Amber, discussion.
I'm always fascinated to learn about that plant. You usually do a really good job explaining it, so.
Cool, thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of systems. So, and the pump gallery is like kind of the brains of it all. So, and everything has redundancy. So there's like double pumps and double lines, and
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting. So,
Don't go anywhere.
yep.
Next is discussion and decision.
We need to vote on it.
Oh. All those in favor? All those opposed, 5-0.
Get your little zapper.
You want me to get you a coffee?
Yeah.
My hair would be on fire by now.
Maybe you didn't need that coffee.
Maybe I did. Okay, item 6, I'm gonna get this right. Discussion and decision to allow Donnie Zaleski to expend no more than $2,600 from the WPCP Capital Reserve Account, new equipment to Provincial Plumbing for the installation of a polymer make-down unit. The current balance is $70,000. Do I have a first?
Approve as written.
Second?
All right, got a first from Ethan and a second from Elijah. Discussion.
What is a polymer make-down unit?
So this unit the board approved earlier in the summer, and so it's this $18,000 chemical feed unit. And so what the polymer does is it flocculates secondary sludge and then before it gets sent to the dewatering machine. So we need to. It's a chemical dose. It calculates it. We adjust it, and it doses the sludge, and it separates, and then the machine presses it. And so that machine has been faltering. It was old. The company's no longer. So the board approved the replacement. I got the replacement, and now we need to do the final steps of this is for the plumbing that needs to be done. So we're going to set it up next to the old unit, and we have some extra piping, and we're going to run in all new piping for the chemical feed, and there's carrying water. So the carrying water meets with the chemical, and then it delivers it to our dewatering machine. So there's 2 more pieces to the puzzle, and this is one of the last pieces to get the plumbing hooked up. And then I'll be back in another month to get approval, but the final piece will be programming the machine into our SCADA system. So, but once I get it landed and in get the plumbing done, we can go to the next step. And so that's what this is for.
Any questions? All right, thank you, Donnie.
Thanks.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Item 7, discussion and decision to revise the town ordinance, police, chapter 27, section 1, from annual appointment to hire date. The proposed change, current, section 1, appointment of police chief, deputy chief, and officers. The chief of police, deputy chief, and the officers shall be appointed annually by the select board. The proposed change is section 1, appointment of police chief, deputy chief, and officers. The chief of police, deputy chief, and the officers shall be appointed on the date of hire by the select board. Do I have a motion?
The motion should be for discussion, not decision.
Okay.
I move we proceed with discussion on item 7.
Second?
Okay, I have a first from Amber and a second from Kevin. Discussion.
We only change ordinances at a town meeting.
Exactly, except for the traffic one.
Chief?
So basically, I'm bringing this to you guys' attention because we need to make some changes and start looking back at some of the ordinances. This is one of them. It's an undue burden for Gail as the clerk to every year track down all the police officers, get them sworn in. It can never be done at one time because of the different shifts that people work. So sometimes I'm having to call folks in from, in early to work so that they can meet up with her to get sworn in. That's costing me overtime. Or she's having to stay late to come to some type of meeting or patrol meeting to swear people in. So I've looked around the state, and I think we're the only ones that do this every year. Everybody else, once you're sworn in, and that's it till the day you leave. So I'm proposing these changes to you guys to think about, and I wanted the public to hear that for our next town meeting, so that if they had any questions, they could ask between now and then, so we can get it cleared up, and then hopefully have an easy pass on a vote.
Does this language directly out of the ordinance, does it actually say by the select board?
Correct,
Okay.
yes. All I did was change the part from annually to upon hire date.
Okay.
Gail, do you have anything to add to that?
So I'm okay with this. But just one thing, the new procedure that we do now is the chief gets in touch with the town manager that then asks me to get an oath ready, and then the town manager signs for them to be sworn in. So if we go to be appointed by the day to hire by the select board, if you have somebody that you want to hire the day after a select board meeting, we're going to have to wait until the next select board. So I think maybe a little bit of revision being that, maybe the select board gives the town manager permission for the,
It's,
have that
it's
now.
supposed to be like that, yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I was
So-
questioning.
We can just change
Yeah.
that from select
Yeah.
board
Yeah.
to
I think-
town manager.
that way if,
I was wondering why, because we
Yeah.
don't do
I
that
just
now.
followed
Yeah.
what was in the ordinance.
yeah,
Gotcha.
right,
Okay.
right. This was brought to my attention many years ago by an officer that's been with us for like 35 years, and he also has worked in other towns, and it's like, only Skowhegan is the one that he has to be sworn in every single year. And so it will save in a lot of oaths.
So just so I'm clear, the permission you're asking for is for the town manager to be able to hire that person and get them going before a swearing in, before the next meeting.
So they cannot operate as law enforcement until they're actually
They're
sworn in.
sworn in by Gail, and so I'm just I can hire them. I need Gail to swear them in, and she has to get my approval. I don't know why it says.
During
select
the
board.
hiring process, I do everything for that. And once they've completed everything and they're a suitable candidate, I bring it to the town manager's attention, who then notifies Gail to move into that process.
So the new ordinance proposal would be that the select board don't have to approve the swearing in?
Yeah,
What do you do?
it's already been that way.
Okay.
So I don't know why it was worded
Yeah,
this way.
I just scratched out selectmen on this page over here
Yeah.
and put town
I'll have
manager
to
on
dig
it.
in. Maybe there's something in the ordinance that supersedes that, but that's the way it's been done here. It's typical.
I've done some research today, and this is dated back a long time, but mostly on all of our ordinances, we have at the top where it says when it was adopted, or then when they're amended or whatever. And I've gone to some good people today, and it's always been there. We don't know when it came about.
We've always done it that way.
Yeah, we've always done it that way.
So, any other questions on that?
So we'll loop that into our special town meeting that we're gonna call in November.
Oh,
and-
that would
and
be
hopefully
awesome.
we have some other ordinance changes to add to that, so,
Excellent. Thank you.
thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. All right, we're going to move on to number 9. Oh, we got to vote.
There's a motion on the
Although-
floor to
Oh, no,
discuss it.
we're not voting because there's no decision.
Yeah, there's no decision, so it was a motion just to discuss.
I make a motion to close the discussion.
Second.
There you go.
No,
Good job. I like it. There.
Just call you guys the closers.
Vote on that to close it.
Passes 5-0.
There you go. You have to with an open motion on the table. There has to be a vote.
Funny. Okay,
Skipping 8.
skipping 8, going to 9. Discussion and decision to accept the change order request from Central Maine Septic for additional work for Main Street retaining wall. Jason, would you like to give us a lowdown?
So this is on the retaining wall. When they had the engineer do the work on it, and when we went out to bid for it, the engineer told us that it was not gonna have to have geogrid in it. So if anybody knows what the geogrid is, it's costly, and so the engineered plan didn't come back until the day of the blocks showing up. And the engineered plan showed with geogrid in it. And they had to use this geogrid, and it's twice as much work putting this geogrid in, and it's more costly. So that's why they're asking for more money.
Is GeoGrid the stuff that goes on the top of the blocks, it kind of goes back into the bank?
Yeah, so it starts on the bottom block and it weaves all the way up through each block. So,
How far back does it go from the wall?
I believe it's 6 feet back.
Okay. Right into the ground?
Yeah, it was more excavation by putting this in and
Right.
more labor.
Prevents it from falling forward, obviously.
Correct.
Yeah.
So in some spots, the bank was more steeper than they expected we kind of put the cart before the horse when we put it out to bid. And we asked the engineer, and the engineer said that it wasn't gonna need the geogrid. So then when it come back to the plan come back, it showed it with the geogrid. So that's where we're at.
The only thing I'm remembering about this particular item, so this is work that's already been done, so it has to be paid for. But I'm remembering Steve Gavoni sitting to my left saying, as we evaluated the bids that came back, this was a low bid. Were there gonna be engineering services that qualify the work that's gonna be done here?
They paid for the engineering services with
So
this,
Central Maine Septic paid for engineering as part of the bid?
correct.
And so you're saying you had a pre-engineering opinion before the bid that said no grid?
From the same company that engineered this.
Okay, and then then Central Maine Septic got into the job, hired engineering again, and then they changed their mind?
The same engineer, the people that sell us the blocks they have an engineer, the engineer for the wall. And when I met with them before we put it out to bid, they said that it was no geogrid in it. So
Okay.
then, after the fact, by measuring, because they didn't do the measuring and stuff till halfway through it, I
Okay.
guess.
I couldn't put my fingers on the numbers, but I'd be curious if the original bid by Central Maine Septic plus this expenditure now, how does that fit with the other bids that came in to get the job done?
They didn't bid it with geogrid either. So
They
then-
didn't either.
They did not,
So the other bids might have gotten driven up as well.
correct,
So they all bid with no GeoGrid?
correct.
So this would have been a change order regardless who we went with. Okay.
I believe so.
Is there a dollar amount?
Yeah, 16,500. Yes, Gail?
I don't mean to be picky, but I'm just thinking, when a change order gets put on in the agenda, because when the auditors look at our agendas, they don't get the packet. So when there's a change order, there really should be an amount there, or we could have a finding as an audit.
And a reserve that it's coming out of a
Right.
reserve. What reserve is it coming out of?
It's coming out of paving.
Okay.
And just another thing, I'm
And
just,
what's the amount?
I'm really,
16.
Sorry, we'll make the
I
motion.
wasn't
so it's
sure
right.
what the
You're good. We'll make the motion so it
amount was
includes
in that
everything.
account at that moment.
16,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from the paving reserve. Okay.
and before we start discussing, I really think we have to have a motion and a second before we discuss. Isn't that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
Whitney's taking
That's
that
my
one
bad.
tonight. Whitney's taking that one tonight. But thankfully, we didn't do it first because now you can make the motion, including the amount and from the reserve it's gonna come from.
I move we
What's
accept
the
the
reserve?
change order request from Central Maine Septic for additional work for the Main Street retaining wall to come from the paving reserve account in the amount of $16,500.
Second?
We got a first from Amber, a second from Elijah.
It's under paving other work. That's where that goes, that line item.
From the paving other work
Yep.
reserve account.
Yes, Janet.
Jason, I know I have to go up there. Is this company one that we use a lot? And so now we're gonna double check them on these types of things?
Yeah.
Not believe what they say before we go to bid?
It wasn't really anything
Oh,
that they did
exactly.
wrong. It was
Yeah.
just,
But it would, because if not, we can use a different company that
Correct.
tells it like it is right up front.
I don't think that was the case.
that
with
was
this.
not the
Yeah,
case.
that wasn't the case.
That was not the case of
The,
it.
the issue is all of the bidders bid without the geogrid, so none of them thought that they had to have that. So in this case, this contractor still is the cheapest.
Right, yeah.
And did the work correctly.
Yeah.
It came out very nice.
Good. It does look good.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, yeah, we got a first and a,
And a second?
yeah, we got a first from Amber and a second from Elijah. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
I'm abstaining.
Motion carries 4-0. Kevin abstains.
0, 1. Is it you, Angel? Oh, no, okay, got it.
Mark stood up.
Mark,
before- right
not
as
Nick.
you guys were voting.
I'm going to get this one right, on the money. We're at item 10, discussion and decision to approve the following change orders and to expend an amount not to exceed $25,771 from the Rec Department Athletic Complex Reserve Account. Ranger Construction, change order 15, access drive and parking lot credit. This is a credit of $49,129. The next change order is for fence gate installation of $6,199. The next change order is 17. It is for sod installation at $15,000. The next change order is change order 18, tree removal for the primary power installation for $3,000. The final change order is change order 19, temporary water meter shelter for $1,572. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve as written.
Got one
A
from,
motion for discussion
Yep.
and decision to approve as written.
we have primary from Elijah. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Ethan. So,
I would, yeah, I just want to skip to 19 while Jason's still here. Jason, do you want to come up just for a hot second? So, and, Denise and Jason and I talked, the $1,500, almost $1,600 for a temporary structure, we put our heads together. It seems like a waste of money in the sense that it's just temporary, and we're going to go ahead and spend money on a permanent structure for this. It's valves, water shutoffs. We can do it in-house cheaper, thanks to Jason. Jason and I and Denise walked it today. So I would not recommend we go forward with change order 19, and we'll do it in-house and save that money. I didn't know if you had any questions for Jason about it, but before. he
Yeah,
walked
we
out
can
the
build the
door.
whole structure.
it seems very easy. It's just got
Yeah.
to get it through the winter.
It's 4 walls and a roof.
Yep.
It's getting drained, so it doesn't need to be insulated. This one
Yeah.
isn't
We
insulated.
can save some money on that.
Yep.
We can build the whole structure. We don't have to put a temporary one up. Put the whole thing up, be done.
Is there already?
Oh, a permanent?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna build the
We're
temporary
probably gonna need
this
it,
winter,
guys.
and then we're gonna have a different discussion where we're just gonna build the shed as well and save some money in-house. 'Cause
Okay.
They have the ability to do that. Again, thank you, Jason.
So that would change the full amount of $25,771 to $24,199.
Yep.
So we could remove the $25,771 and insert the $24,199.
What I probably would recommend is their motion is, as all this, after we discuss, I would vote number 10 down if you so choose, and then do a new motion to approve the specific change orders, and then we can
Okay.
tally it that way.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those,
Hold on, did you want to talk about the other ones?
Yeah.
okay,
Just we'll do it while it's open.
go ahead.
Well, I don't, yeah, go ahead, Ethan. I
So
don't
what's
have-
what's the tree removal? Why do we? Why was
Yes,
that not
thank you,
included
Denise.
in the original quote? I guess.
I don't think they planned to get rid of the trees when they were putting the power lines in, they took them out when they.
So the tree removal was required to get the power in from the CMP poles from the high school over to the athletic complex. That was a requirement.
Okay. Denise, sorry that you're on the spot.
That's
just 'cause you're
okay.
the only-
I'll
so,
try to answer all I can.
The fence gate installation, that was,
Yep, so those fence gates, there's an 8-foot tall gate that needs to go in the backstop. There's also add a 4-foot tall 4x8 wide swing gate by the home team dugout as well.
you're not the person for this question, but why did those get missed? That seems
I
like when you're
don't-
planning
I cannot
for it-
answer
yeah,
that.
I know you can't, it's not your fault, but understood. And then the last one is the sod. I can actually speak to that. So they were a bit short on that. Whitney and I can speak to that. They're a bit
Yep.
short on the sod. Oh, there's Steve. Look at that. Do you want to
Almost
speak to
done.
change order number 17, the sod installation? Yes. Okay. You're good.
Go ahead, ask the question again now that I'm standing here.
Just going over the change orders.
We were up to change order 17, the sod installation,
Oh,
yep.
well, do I need to bring the picture in again? Let me grab that.
Out there.
They stole it. When they were laying the sod for the baseball field, the sod was supposed to be all inbound of the 2 foul lines. So that would have been obviously the entire infield, the entire outfield in sod. And then what the drawings had shown was that the remaining portions, which are basically behind the batter, would have been just spray-in grass, I'll call it, with lack of any other term. So when they were laying the sod and when they were prepping for the sod and when they started laying the sod, the company came out, just went forward, started laying the sod. They laid in that whole area. So we were 24,000 square feet short in the outfield. This was a mistake on Rangers' part. They know this was a mistake on their part. But I will say, if you've been out to the field, when they got the rest of the sod laid in the outfield, the extra 24,000 square feet, that seeing that infield sod or I don't know what that area is really called. You know what that area is called? Behind the batter, like the backstop area. Yeah, the field looks terrific if you guys haven't been out there. So the request here is, I can tell you right now, these guys are eating it on this cost. I know the 24,000 square feet, I know they're paid 52 cents per square foot just for the sod. That does not include the delivery, and that does not include laying it down, prep and lay down. So they're really eating it with the number they gave us. I was expecting this to be a lot higher when I met with Whitney and I met with Nick. I expected somewhere in about the $24,000 range, about $1 per square foot. So to see the $15,000 was,
Yeah, no, I just wanted you to explain. I agree that this change order is more than fair, considering it was Ranger's mistake, but they did give us quite a bit of a discount to make sure they got it right, and they ate some of the cost here.
and it looks great.
Yeah.
And it looks great.
We got a much better product in the end.
I guess while you're here, could you just go over the credit for the access drive in the parking lot?
Yeah, so change order 15, I think that one is.
Yep.
So this one here is really just moving the money from one project to another project. So right now, Phase 2, Part 1, which is the baseball field, they basically want to work their way out of that baseball field, and then now that they know that they're the contractor for the next phase, Phase 2, Part 2, they don't want to have to finish the parking lot and finish the access road, because they're going to have to dig it all up again to put in the underground for the concession stand and any lights if that happens. So, and the sprinkler system for the next field, or water source for the next field. So yeah, they don't want to. The idea here is they're putting the credit into this job, but you're going to see an addendum on the next job, and that, you know, all that goes in front of you guys again as you guys decide what items you want anyway. But that same 42,000, whatever it is going to show up again there as an addendum. It's not a change order at that point, because you guys haven't signed the literal contract yet, but it will be an addendum on that one. So all we're doing is just shifting money from one source to another. That's what this is.
And by that time, we'll have the federal funds, knock on wood, the government's open. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
the project
yeah.
doesn't start regardless until we have the federal funds. So,
Right, exactly.
so that'll
Yep.
be paid for. So this works out.
So basically, it's a credit now, but then it's gonna be a bill in the future, is what you're
Yes,
saying?
but billed to the federal government's money, not us. So
Yeah.
with the grant, we're basically pushing off a piece of it that we don't need to then dig up and undo. Well, speaking on those terms, you missed it, but for change order 19, we're gonna probably have our public works department build a structure for it, for that temporary structure.
Okay.
So that we don't have to spend this much money to then just take it down and build the permanent structure in the spring. So.
Right, yeah, I did, on that one there, you saw the emails back and forth on that. It was, I was really hesitant to see, not to say, I mean, it was the $2,000 just to build the shelter, a box to cover it over, and then go backwards and tear it up again. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. But I also was I'm saying this, again, I'm not, you know, obviously I won't be part of the next phase, but we need to be looking at this from a master plan standpoint, and I feel like we haven't been doing that enough. So just seeing little boxes go up everywhere doesn't make sense to me. You know, this should have been master planned, it should be master planned, and it should be thought out as a master plan. So
Well, this is just for the temporary structure to get through the winter, right? So that's why.
yeah, this is just to cover that thing up, yeah.
So
yeah.
we're gonna do it. Jason has the guys that can do it
Yeah.
for less than this. So that's all I was saying.
Yeah.
Is that's probably the only change order we're not gonna go forward with, because we'll just do it. So
Perfect.
I know Ranger didn't want to do it without engineer touching it. So but
Right.
We're the owners. We'll do it.
Nice.
So we had just talked about not doing the parking lot and digging everything up. But, I mean, we're coming into winter, and springtime's when they play baseball, so, I mean, are we not gonna have a parking lot? What are we gonna do there?
The issue is we don't want to do work that we're going to have to redo. They've got to get the lines in for the concession stand.
Right.
We can't really start that until we get the CDS grant money.
Right.
So, you know, we're expecting that we would get this CDS grant money before the end of the year. Our hands are sort of tied, because it's up to the federal government to open back up, which I expect should happen within a reasonable time.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I guess my question is we've got this beautiful baseball field. We're going into winter. We're not gonna build a parking lot in the middle of January, and we're gonna be playing baseball in April and May.
Yep.
So we're gonna have a beautiful baseball field, no place to park, so we can't.
We'll have a parking lot. It'll just be a dirt parking lot. We're just not gonna add the nice finishing to it till we're done digging it
Okay,
out. That
I
was
see what you're
the-
saying.
that
So
was-
they are gonna have a place to park.
Yeah, that way we're just not
Yeah,
digging.
okay.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
parking
They're not
down
gonna
there.
wreck it any more than it
Okay.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
We just don't wanna do work and then dig it up again. Yeah.
Okay,
And-
I understand. That's-
And one area that so right now it still has the construction entrance at the front of it. They have to, as they walk out of here, before the winter sets in, they have to clean that up so it is passable,
Got it.
by
Okay.
a normal
Okay.
car.
Yeah,
Yep,
it'll be good.
I understand.
Yeah, there's plenty of room there,
yep.
parking.
Corey?
Not trying to be the negative Nancy, but what happens if we don't get to 3 million? Okay? They're gonna come back and finish the parking lot and the roadway for the same amount of money?
We'll probably at that point do it in-house with our highway guys. But we have the 3 million. We just need to unlock it,
Well, we don't have it.
but it's.
But
tagged.
I mean, we're getting credit for it, but I mean, we just might wanna be, I agree
I know
not
what
to
you're
do it right now, but I'm just saying we might wanna think about finding out, are they gonna come back and finish it? We should have them finish it, not us finish it.
We can do that too, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Corey. Any further discussion? So we're going to vote on number 10 as it is right now. So all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion fails 5-0. We're now going to entertain a new motion.
I move we approve the following change order from our clerk of the works in the amount of $24,199, removing the expenditure of change order 19, the temporary water meter shelter.
Second.
Have a first from Amber and a second from Kevin. We've had a discussion about it. Would you like to rediscuss it, or should we go right to a vote?
Vote.
Okay, all those in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, the last item on tonight. The last item on tonight's agenda is discussion and decision to appoint Lori Greenleaf as the warden for the State of Maine general referendum election.
So moved as written.
Second.
I have a first from Amber and a second from Kevin. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. We'll now move on to the treasurer's warrants to be approved. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve as written.
Second. I have a
these
first from
warrants-
Ethan, a second from Elijah.
These warrants include change orders?
I didn't see
Great question.
a change order. I don't believe it's.
Okay, just making sure. We're good.
I did have a question on the sale of property, town property. Gail, do you know what that was? It was on warrant number 30.
I saw that it was coming out of
For $3,526. I was just curious. We bought some property, that's what it looks like?
No, I just think it's something they're doing that's coming out of sale of town-owned property, because they sometimes use that for,
Oh, for code enforcement, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How much was it?
$3,526.
Yeah, that's used for, I think we've been using.
We approved it the last.
You did, yeah, it's
Oh, it wasn't
approved, it's
approved.
for, yeah.
Okay.
We can pull it up, but it's for like,
to Winslow Technology Group,
the IT,
yeah,
yeah, I think that,
3526.
I think it's for code enforcement server, the planning server,
Okay,
think that's what
but
it
it was pulled out of okay.
yes.
Yeah.
They use those funds for it.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor of approving the treasurer's warrants?
Who, first and second?
5-0.
I made a first.
Sorry, I
Ethan
missed
and
it.
Elijah.
Thank you.
Motion carries 5-0. Unfinished business.
We'll hold off on the fire station again. in Brookfield. Hilton Bridge, I've sort of given an update with, we can't we got to go back to the quotes to decommission it. So Jason's working with the original quotes that we got, see if they're still, obviously it's exceeded the timeline that they say on there, but they might still honor it. So we're just getting those shored up again to figure it out. In the meantime, we need to go to a special town meeting to get the easement for the turnaround per state law, because our road is ending there.
Yeah, that's the wrong bridge.
Oh, isn't it?
Hilton Bridge, Red Bridge, same bridge.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
it is.
the same one.
Yep. Hilton Hill.
Don't gaslight me like that. So that's our update on that. Do you guys want to keep that on there for now, just because?
Sure.
Okay,
And policies and ordinances.
always in progress.
So we're going to be dealing with the no camping ordinance still
That's what
in process.
I'm hoping that's going to be on the we'll have to check with Brian, but I'm hoping that's on the special town meeting.
And the property maintenance ordinance? Okay,
Those are the two I'm hoping he puts on.
okay.
Anything else you guys want to add to unfinished business? I would say,
We've talked about having a workshop on financial analysis of options at the transfer station. And there was interest in this select board in receiving the really informative workshop that Cindy has presented to the prior select board group. I'm also interested in wondering if there's monies in our budget anywhere to hire a financially minded person to do a feasibility study
I talked about this.
that lines up, if we treat our trash this way,
Yeah.
if we treat our trash this way, I'd like those numbers lined up and compared, and I know Cindy has a lot of that research in hand, but it may take a little more research to round out some good financials for
Yeah.
our decision making.
I actually was down there. I do a check-in. I try to do it once a week. And I asked about, first of all, I have her pulling data from other towns that have transfer stations to see how, because right now we allow commercials just to dump whatever, right? And it costs taxpayers in the end, and it may not be for taxpayers. So I've asked her to start that initial part of it. And in that conversation, I was told that at one point there was a feasibility or some sort of consultant did a study on what that was. So I've yet to see it, but I'm going to hopefully track it down if it exists. And if not, I would like to do that to see some options on how do we get the most bang for our buck with the transfer station and or just trash in general. So.
Yeah, great. And I'd love to have better information heading into budget season.
On the transfer station?
Yeah.
It looks like we're tracking at $650,000 a year for tipping fees right now.
And it's gonna be way up, and based on the current contract for tipping fees, it'll be over 700 next year, are the numbers that.
Okay, I took today's numbers, so do you expect them to go up even more?
Cindy already has locked-in rates for the next couple of years, so if we're looking out the next couple of years, it's gonna be well over what we're paying now.
Okay. She locked them in for the next couple of years?
This is why we need to workshop it. She needs to present all of this.
Because it seems like,
And we need to look at our options.
Yeah. Okay.
all right.
That's a good one.
Any other unfinished business? All right, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second,
All right.
2 hands. Thank you.
That's the only motion I'll let Whitney as the chair make.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So
What time are we out?
No, I just mean
she lost her car key again.
Angel.
Okay.
Everybody gets 4. Maybe.
Yeah, because you have a little kid at home, right? Yeah.
You just make my wife happy.
So she'll eat that. Well, geez, you're gonna make me fat. I'm trying to. You know what they say? Second on the lips, lifetime on the hips.